Welcome back, welcome back, and welcome back. We've got a few ingredients out here. We're going to make some delicious deliciousness. We're going to use some vegetable oil, coconut milk, some cornstarch, some garlic, some Mrs. Dash. Of course, we're going to need some red curry paste. We're going to use some fish sauce. That's cilantro, green onions, basil, limes, sugar, and of course, ground turkey, the star of the show. Here's your shot of everything we'll be using. Let's get cooking. All right. This is a pound of ground turkey, if I didn't say it's a pound, okay? So we're going to go in with that basil. You need about a third of a cup, okay? About a third of a cup of basil. You need about 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're going to put in about, I would say, 2 tablespoons of Mrs. Dash is what I'm going to put in here. Okay? And then you need to put in some garlic. And I would say I'm going to put in 3 nice tablespoons. And you can use less if you like. I'm a fan of the garlic. Sorry, didn't mean to bop you. Then we're going to go in with some of this fish sauce. And we're going to put in about 2 tablespoons. All right. And then we're going to put in some of this cornstarch. And you need about a tablespoon of cornstarch for this, okay? Get a little bit more in there. And then we're going to mix this up. Okay, I'm missing a glove. Let me grab another one. Hold on. All right. We're going to mix this up, but I got to get those green onions in here too. And you need about 2 of those, 2 stalks. So, you know, however you want to measure that. And then we're going to go ahead and mix all of this together. Yum, yum. You better make some of this, I'm telling you. It is going to be absolutely delicious. Yes, it is. And there we go. So now we're just going to make this into some balls. You can use ice cream scoop if you like, which I do have one down here. You can use the ice cream scoop and just scoop them out. And then just kind of, if you want all of them to be about the same size. And then just put them on a cookie sheet. Okay, just kind of roll her up. You can see what I'm doing here. And we're going to fry these. So I'm going to continue to keep going and making these. And I'll be right back. All right, I got them all rolled out. And we're getting ready to put some in a skillet. All right, let's get that skillet over here. Hold on. Okay, I've been having the skillet heat up. I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons of oil. And then we're going to get those meatballs dropped in there, okay? And if you have to cook these in batches, I got about, I think it was 33. And we're going to brown these on all sides. And that's what I'm going to do. Brown them on all sides. And if when making your meatballs, they still a little too wet for you, and you want them to have a little bit more like a breadcrumb effect to them, you can add some breadcrumbs. You know, just like if you were making your meatloaf, you could add some breadcrumbs, or you can even add a little bit more of the cornstarch, because the cornstarch is our thickening agent. So you could add some cornstarch, or if you feel more comfortable, you can use some breadcrumbs, okay? All right. I think I might be able to get all of these in here. All right, let me finish getting these in the skillet. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got them all in there, all 33 of them, and it's going to probably take us about 15 minutes to brown them on all sides. It doesn't matter if they're completely done through and through because they're still going to cook some more by the time we're done with this, okay? So about 15 minutes, I'll come back through and let you see when I get ready to flip them, okay? I'll be back. Or once I flip them, I'll let you see. I'll be back. All right, it's been 5 minutes and there's a first flip. That's what she's looking like. Like I said, we want to brown all sides. So I'm going to finish that up and then I'll come back when it's time for the next step. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. I just took the meatballs out and I am going to put in about a half a cup of red onion. You can use yellow, you can use white. They all work just fine. Okay? So we're going to let that cook for just a couple of minutes. Don't take that oil out. We're going to use that oil, okay? So we're going to let this cook good and soft. So we're going to give it 3 minutes and I'll be back. All right. So now we're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of garlic in here. And we're going to let that cook for about a minute. Okay? Right along with those onions. To get it all good and fragrant. I'm telling you, it smells so good in here. I wish you could smell it. So we're going to let this cook for a minute. And then we're going to add something else. All right? Just 1 minute. I'll be back. All right. Now we're going to add in at least 2 tablespoons of that curry paste. All right? Add a little bit more. And we're just going to get it all worked in there. Break it down. And we're going to let this go for a minute. All right? Mix it in with those onions. Get it all broken up. If you need to use a whisk, use a whisk. My wooden spoon works just fine. Break it on up. We're going to let this cook for a whole minute. And then we're going to get in some more yummy ingredients, okay? Give this 1 minute. I'll be right back. All right. Now let's get that coconut milk in here. All right. We're going to go in with both cans. And we're going to let all of that get incorporated. We're going to stir it all together. And then we're going to let this go for 5 minutes, okay? So we're going to incorporate it. Mix it all up. This is a yummy dish. I'm telling you, I really wish we had smell-o-vision, okay? The flavors in this, the aroma. Oh my goodness. This is a really delicious dish, okay? It's definitely one of those ones you should put on your list of must-tries, okay? So we're going to let this go for 5 minutes, and then we're going to do something else. I'll be back. All right, I've let this go for 5 minutes, and this is on a medium heat. And now I'm going to go in with some of my Mrs. Dash. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of the fish sauce. And then I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of sugar. Now we're going to incorporate that. I'm going to let it go for another 3 minutes. Let those juices and flavors get to know one another and become best friends. All right. And then in 3 minutes, we're going to add something else. And then we'll be adding the meatballs in here, okay? Be back in 3. All right. Now we're going to get that lime in there. Oh, yeah. And that's going to be the juice of both of these limes. And get all of that in there. And then we're going to stir this and we're going to let it come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, then we're going to put those meatballs back in there, okay? And this recipe, I'm sure, is not a new one to a lot of people, but in case you didn't know, my family has a cookbook. And we normally, it's not a cookbook that we put out for sale or anything like that. It's a cookbook that we share amongst one another during the family reunions. Everybody gets to learn everybody's recipes, and this is one of the ones that's in there. And this one actually belongs to my great grandmother. This is one of her recipes. And that woman could cook. She's no longer with us, but she could sure get down in the kitchen. Man. Okay, so we're going to bring these juices, all of this yumminess, to a boil. And once that comes to a boil, we're going to put those meatballs back in. So about 3 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, now we've added the meatballs back. And what we're going to do now is turn this heat down to a simmer. So a medium low. And we're going to put the lid on it. And we're going to let it go for 20 minutes. All right. I'll be back in 20 minutes. All right. Now we're going to finish this baby off. We're going to put a little bit more basil in there. We're going to put the rest of those green onions in there. And then we're going to stir this little yumminess up. And then we're going to plate her up. Yes, we are. And this is so delicious. You're going to get to see just how yummy in just a second. Because we're done. Now I'm going to plate her. I'll be right back. I almost forgot. I'm going to put a little bit of that cilantro in there as well. Now we're going to plate her up. And there she is. Look at that. Our turkey meatballs in a creamy, and I mean creamy, red curry sauce. There it is. Things made easy with Gigi, all day, every day. Look at that. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I make a little something different. You never know what I'm going to pull out the hat. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to share. Things made easy with Gigi. All day, every day. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. Gigi, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, you guys.